Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys? Today's video is going to be a bit of shock for those Muslims who are not living in the Arab world and don't know what's going on. I'm going to be talking about how the leaders are treating Muslim scholars. Let's start. As the moment we are speaking, the medieval Inquisition is revived in Egypt, where they are interrogating, prisoning, executing Muslim scholars, sheikh and Islamic speakers, and even movement leaders like Al-Ikhwan movement or the Brotherhood movement. And that happens also in Saudi Arabia. But the difference between Saudi and Egypt is that Saudi is playing safely and quietly, while Egypt doesn't care anymore. Publicly, they interrogate sheikh and they ask a sheikh. I want to put this video for you to see what's going on. They ask a sheikh, why you start your speech by saying, Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammad. You can see the video now.
ما هو سبب استدلال أحاديثك دائما بالصلاة على النبي؟
استدلال حديث مين؟
استدلال حديثك دائما بالصلاة على النبي
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
السبب كده إيه؟
مش فاهم السؤال. بحب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. أنا بحبه حبيب قلبي.
دي كفاية. إنما ملهاش أثر تاني في إنه ربنا يفتح عليك أو يفيض عليك أو تفتح عليك. ها؟
بحبه.
ملهاش أثر تاني على سميعك.
أثر على سمعي إذا كان هو هذا المريد مريد هذا المجال يأثر عليه في إنه يحب النبي زيادة، في إنه يتبع النبي زيادة، في إنه يمشي ورا النبي زيادة. صلى الله عليه وسلم.
بحب النبي حبيب قلبي.
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
What kind of impact this sentence can bring to a hero other than loving the Prophet? Do you know, hearing these questions coming from a judge, it seemed like this scene as we are in a Jew judge interrogating a Muslim who living in Ethiopia. So you come to Ethiopia, you're saying your lectures, alayhi salatu wassalam, and what do you mean by that? Okay, that makes sense, but that doesn't make sense in a Muslim court, Muslim country. You ask a sheikh, why you say, alayhi salatu wassalam, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad at the beginning of your speech? Do you understand where we reach? You might be shocked now, you might be disbelieving me or saying that I'm exaggerating, or you might be believing but saying they must have done something wrong, something really big that makes them deserve to be there. Yeah, exactly. Like how Shafi'i deserved to be in prison, Ahmad bin Hanbal deserved what happened to him, and Ibn Taymiyyah and all the other sheikh. It's exactly the same thing. They just throw accusations and allegations on those people who don't like them. And actually, this is a method Arab government use when the government doesn't like anybody, or they think, okay, this person is a threat to our power. They do one thing: drag him to the prison, say that he's a threat for the national security, and that's it. How? Why? What's your evidence? Nobody knows. They just put allegations with no evidence, with no nothing. You might be shocked, or you might not be even understanding yet how big and bad is what's happening from the Arab Muslim countries. The Arab, when you say Arab, is big deal. Why? Because Islam came from there, from Saudi. Islam came from Saudi. Islam is being oppressed in Saudi. Can you understand that? It's so much in this sentence. There is big difference in Malaysia, for example, and let's take another example other than Egypt and Saudi, because they're not the only corrupted leaders and corrupted governments in the Arab world and treating Muslim scholars that way. Jordan. To be Ikhwan or to be from the Brotherhood movement is a big no-no. And I was like thinking, I was raised in Jordan. One time my husband, when I first met him, he had a book about Ikhwan. So I was worried, why are you reading about them? It's, because for me, this is worrying. Being Ikhwan in Jordan is scary. You're going to be questioned. You're going to have problems in your job. You're going to be coming and going to the interrogation out of nothing. You're going to be You're gonna be like maybe blacklisted some people. I'm not Ikhwan, to be honest. I don't support the idea of movement and belonging to a movement, and some of the ideas don't like represent. Doesn't matter. I'm not against them. I'm not supporting them. The thing is that why just being Ikhwan in Jordan is a big scary thing, while in Malaysia is a normal thing, is even welcome. Maybe we cannot do much things, and that's true. Maybe this time, this period of time, which gonna be maybe decades, even more decades after that, it's gonna pass by, and we cannot do much things. We're gonna be still oppressed as Muslim in the Muslim world. We're gonna be asked in the court, why do you start your speech with the sentence alayhi salatu wassalam? Why? It's gonna happen and it's gonna pass, but it will finish one time. The history will write down, and the history will write down their names, the oppressors' names, along with Netanyahu, along with Fir'aun, along with who you want to name, whoever oppressor you want to name. The history will write the names together in the same page. After the history will write that, and people read the books of how these sheikh were oppressed, executed in that way, how the government were oppressing, corrupted. We're living in the worst time, I think. I don't think it's the worst time. I think this worst time has been like going for so long, and it's going to be still going for so long. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being realistic. Maybe we're going to be starting to change. Just starting. It will take some more decades. Hopefully not. Hopefully a decade at least. And after that happen, they're gonna have to deal with something. I'm gonna say names. I'm gonna be a little brave. I'm gonna be reckless, not brave. I'm gonna be risking me entering to Saudi, me entering to Jordan, because in the Arab world, if they don't like you, they blacklist you. You're not allowed to enter. If you enter, it's gonna be a big problem. It doesn't matter for me. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. How old are you? I don't know how old are you. People die 70, 60, 80, 90, 100, 120. How long are you going to live? After you die, you're going to be standing in front of Allah. All these people, you're going to be asked about. You, your judges, your military, the King of Saudi. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you be prepared. I hope you prepare your speech when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to try come up with excuses for what you're doing. The other kings around the world, around the Arab world specifically, I want me to name them: King of Jordan, the president, is he a president in Lebanon, Syria? This guy, I don't want to even talk about him. This Syrian, I don't have to say anything about him. There is no hope come from him. By the others, there is a hope. Prepare your speeches. Prepare your excuses. Do you have good excuse to say in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do you have good, proper excuse? For every single person you could help and you didn't help. For every single person you oppressed, prepare your proper, accepted excuses if you have ones, to say them in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Justice, yes, might kept you in this life, but it won't in the judgment day when you meet the just. Until I see you the next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.